So I desperately wanted to love my PlayStation Portal after using it pretty much every day for the past 4 weeks since launch. But there's just a few too many compromises that Sony has made with it to stop it from being a must-have in my opinion. Let's look at the 6 things I absolutely love about this device and the 5 things that Sony could have done to have made it so much better, including one that's an absolute deal breaker for me. So let's dive straight in, and the first thing I love about the Portal is just how comfy it is. I own the Ally and the Steam Deck, and I'd say that this device is probably the most comfortable handheld I've ever owned. The only way I can describe it is that it just melts into your hands, making long gaming sessions effortless. Number 2 is that I just love the gorgeous 8-inch display. I thought 7 inches was the perfect display size on my Ally up to this point, but I think that 8 inches could be even better. The colours are crisp and the visual quality can be really great, but notice how I said visual and not streaming quality, and I'll come on to that very shortly. The third thing I love is the great battery life, coming in at around 5 solid hours, which is to be expected with a purely streaming device, as obviously the PS5 console itself does all of the heavy lifting. Being an Ally owner that needs to be plugged in a lot of the time, that this was really refreshing. At number 4 is probably the biggest strength of the Portal, and that is those full DuelSense controllers, which I believe is truly one of the next gen features of the PS5, and you get them right here on a handheld. And it's really surreal playing games like Astro's Playroom, Sackboy and Spider-Man 2 that really take full advantage, as we've never experienced these incredible haptics and rumbles to this degree ever on a handheld. At 5 is the price, in that I think that Sony have really priced this right at £200 and dollars. You do feel that this is the right price point compared to other streaming handhelds, like the G Cloud, which is way too expensive at over $300. Sony themselves have said that they don't expect to make a profit on this, as its purpose is to increase PS5 gamers' engagement. And finally at 6 is linked to this, in that this is definitely true, as it's made me play my PS5 games a lot more thanks to the Portal, as it's particularly great for us dads, husbands or boyfriends who just don't get much opportunity to play our PS5 on our main TV. So now let's look at the 5 areas that Sony could have made this a real game changer. And at number 1 is that playing the Portal outside the home is very unreliable and just so hit and miss. Just the fact that Sony didn't even offer an official case for the Portal says that they didn't really design the Portal to be played while we're out and about, and that speaks volumes. After some research, I managed to find and buy this really great case off Amazon that I'm really happy with. Link is in the description. If you're a regular viewer to the channel, then you've been tracking my food adventures in trying the Portal out at Nando's with incredible peri chicken that makes me drool every time. At Pizza Hut, where I polished off over 15 slices of incredible pizza, and on a random field. So far I could only get my Portal working in just one of these places outside the home, as the biggest issue is that the Portal doesn't have a web browser, so you can't authenticate pop-ups on public Wi-Fi, which is a huge miss. I did get 4G and 5G working over a personal hotspot to my iPhone, but this is going to eat into your data plan quicker than me eating those 18 slices of pizza I polished off. Oh, I feel sick. Oh, Ice Cream Factory. Surely one of the biggest reasons to own a handheld is the ability to play wherever we like, including outside our home, and the Portal is just too unreliable for this, unfortunately. At 2 is another huge oversight by Sony, in that the Portal will not allow us to cloud stream our games on PS Plus. And I'm really upset about this, as I just renewed my PS Plus Premium at a pretty significant cost, and I'm not even able to use the cloud streaming feature, which is a key feature of the highest tier on my brand new Portal. Further to this, we can't even watch streaming apps like YouTube or Netflix on the Portal, which would have been so awesome to do on its fantastic 8-inch screen. Yet another missed opportunity. My third issue is Sony won't allow us to connect our own Bluetooth headphones or earbuds to the Portal, like my awesome AirPods Pro 2. So as Sony wants us to do, I went out and bought their brand new Pulse Explore Earbuds and did a video in fact highlighting how great the sound quality was in my first impressions. However, I've since then returned them due to them disconnecting often to the PS5 console and for other reasons that I'll do a video on shortly, so make sure you're subscribed as you do not want to miss that. At number 4 is a big one in that the streaming quality just isn't always that great. Now, as I mentioned, it is a great 8-inch vibrant screen, and many times the visual quality is really good. But very often too, it's just not that crisp and lacking clarity. And I found this particularly in games that have smaller icons like an incredible EA Sports FC24, where the tiny players on the pitch just don't look all that great. Check this out.
Magnificent defending. Well, I have to say, that was an outstanding piece of goalkeeping, and most importantly, it stopped City from taking the lead.
Now compare this to using an incredible app called Chiaki for remote playing to our PS5 consoles on my ROG Ally. And to me, the streaming quality just looks so much better. Check this out.
He's in with a chance. Is it going to be? There it is! Victory more or less guaranteed now.
Let us know your thoughts on this in the comments below, and if you're finding this helpful then be sure to hit that like button too, which massively helps the channel. And finally, the 5th biggest issue, and this is the deal breaker for me, is the very slight lag and latency when using the Portal. Now what I mean by this is that to me there is always just some very slight and noticeable delay from when we press the buttons or thumbsticks on the Portal to it registering on screen. Now in games when you're just running around in huge single player games like Forbidden West, it's not really an issue. But for games that require super quick reflexes and precision like Modern Warfare, then it really does become a huge issue. And for me, it really became apparent in what you regular viewers know as my favourite game of all time, The Last of Us Part 2. And it's towards the end of the game where tons of enemies are coming at you that I really struggled with on the Portal due to that noticeable lag. One of the reasons why the Portal has become so divisive amongst us gamers is the different experiences that we're all getting due to our different routers and home Wi-Fi setups. So thinking I had an issue with my great setup, I thought I'd again compare it to remote play using Chiaki on my ROG Ally. Now it's really hard to demonstrate and convey the feel of lag in a video, but to me it really did make me realise it's not an issue with my Wi-Fi setup, as games really do feel so much smoother using Chiaki on my ROG Ally. And in fact, does appear to be an issue on Sony's side with their configuration of the Portal. So in summing up, the Portal does have a lot going for it, such as it being super comfy to hold, a fantastic 8-inch display that's the perfect size, great 5-hour battery, and the highlight being those incredible DuelSense controllers. And that's not mentioning the fact that it appears to be incredibly popular, with it constantly selling out and really hard to get hold of. But I can't help but think of the potential the Portal has that just isn't realised yet, and all of these can be fixed by Sony with future updates such as adding a web browser to use public Wi-Fi's, adding the ability to use PS Plus cloud gaming, Sony unlocking Bluetooth so we can use our own wireless earbuds or headphones, and finally and most importantly is improving the streaming quality and eliminating that noticeable lag. There's a reason why the Chiaki PS5 remote play tutorial right here on the channel is the most popular video at almost 40,000 views, and that's because it just works so well, especially the version 2.2 update. With the Portal only doing one sole thing, which is remote play, the fact that other handhelds like the Ally, Legion Go and Steam Deck seemingly do it so much better using Chiaki is insane. In fact, I've just ordered the Steam Deck OLED, with one of the main reasons being that a recent update to Chiaki that now makes it compatible with OLED, which is sweet, so subscribe to see future videos on that. So my advice would be to just spend a few extra £100 or dollars to get one of these awesome devices, as they obviously do so much more too, like emulation, to help us relive our gaming childhoods. And you know what? You can even watch Netflix. So were you one of the whopping 74% who voted on today's poll that the Portal was a bad idea and Sony shouldn't have made it? Well, I'd love to hear your experiences and thoughts on the Portal, so let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as a thank you for watching right to the end of the video, here is an awesome quote. This year has almost gone. Not all of our friends and family have made it. Never take for granted the people that you love. Life is really short, and so let's always be grateful for our close friends and family and stay encouraged today, guys. And check this video out if you want to see all that incredible pizza at the Pizza Hut buffet. I appreciate every single one of you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.